Hey. Okay, so I got dolled up and I decided to make myself feel bad, and that's what I did. So that's that, guys. A lot having to do with reflections, especially with my last reading having to do that how you were made to feel like the scapegoat or like the black sheep of the family because you just were different and you just didn't want to conform, and you're the reason why you kept observing different people's family dynamics, or you were like taking under their wings, was to show you like the different ways of like how love can be presented and shown to you, and to show you like there is different ways too, but to also to realize that coming back to yourself and realizing it all starts within yourself, and that there was like this like feminine like suppression in your family's lineage because the divine feminine wasn't able to express themselves and be their full selves. It had to be having to do over performance, being performative, doing things to show that they're worthy, rather than just accepting the fact that they are already worthy just as is, that you don't have to be doing stuff for people to be considered of worth. You are already worthy as is. And that by just you allowing yourself to express and feel your emotions, you're clearing that stuff away. And Joe Dispenza's book, like I just kept getting like presented that, like it just kept popping up, and then the body keeps score, so that way you can get rid of those blockages out of your system, because your body does remember. As much as you think that you have healed like certain aspects, like your body will sometimes like react out of a trigger that could have been like years ago, or you don't even remember as to why, but your body will just remember it. And sometimes some of this stuff even just originates from your own parents, that you don't even realize like systematically like it got transferred onto you, especially when you were born, while you were still in the womb. There's still those cases where like if the mother had like a crappy experience during pregnancy, like that stuff, that the way that she was feeling or experiencing her pregnancy can transfer through to the child. So this is why I was just like, oh, like I have to talk about this. Like this is like some real shit that people gotta talk about. And it's also teaching me like, oh, okay. So that's why I kept getting judged. That's why there was all this stuff that I had to go through to realize and see like, oh, okay, so it starts within myself. Like I gotta allow myself to heal. I gotta allow myself to like be inspired, to express my feelings, to not feel shame, and having to do things to be proven that I am loved, that I am worthy. And it also has to like tell you like a lot having to do like titles and everything doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, like all gotta go away. It's really having to do with your emotions and who you are, and the lasting effect that you leave on people, but definitely like from the last reading that I did, because I just posted it on TikTok, and if you're aware, you can follow there, because Gully Pop has been posting. It had to do with like that your spirit guides are literally clearing away obstacles, like things that you were wondering, well, why I have not seen any of this stuff like to be revealed to myself, like why have I not been getting my abundance. It's because like you were so tied to like old energetic ties to other people that were blocking them off from you. But right now, like regardless of if that is the case or not the case, like spirit's already removing those blockages for you, because you are walking into a new beginning, into a new era. And the song like A Whole New World was popping up, and so I was just like, you're gonna be on cloud nine. You're gonna be in a great new beginning. Like there's good things coming your way. Like just believe it, accept it, but just also allow yourself to like step into your true authentic self by, processing those emotions that you have been suppressing for quite some time, because it's very unhealthy for you to keep accumulating these emotions. Like it starts becoming illness. And even if like some other people want to say otherwise, like nah, it's pretty true. People do accumulate illnesses from this stuff. But I was thinking about doing a reading, and then I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go on a tangent and just make it short and sweet for you guys, because I already did a reading earlier today for you. So I was like, I might as well just summarize what I got from the last reading. And elephants can be very significant. 222 22s, it's a lot having to do with like ending a lot of cycles and going within yourself and creating that inner sanctuary, so that way you can have that structure, that foundation, that safety so that way you can like bring that into fruition and have a steady and stable like structure for yourself, especially long term, because you are the one that's breaking the generational curses. You are the one that's ending the trauma, ending the drama, ending all these curses and stuff like that's just generational. And many of you guys probably have family that's just still asleep, unaware, still wanting to repeat the same old cycles, but you're not with it. You are finally deciding, like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not gonna be in suffering. I'm not gonna be in a 9 to 5. I am not gonna, like, keep on depending that, the pharmaceuticals like are actually helping when they're keeping you trapped and keeping you dependent rather than fixing the problem like head on. And it's very on like, wow, a lot of realizations, and you have been through so much. You have seen so many sides to people, so many like family dynamics, so many ways like that people operate. And it was all revealed to you so that way you can have a higher understanding and knowledge about it, because you're going through a transitional phase in your life and you are going through transformations and changes. Yeah. And by you just allowing yourself to like feel your emotions, you're just rejuvenating yourself. You're allowing yourself to be free from those chains and free from like, those memories that you don't even probably remember, but your body remembers. So you're setting yourself free by feeling those emotions. If you've been feeling very heavy, exhausted, very cloudy in your mind, it's because you're holding on to stuff. And I'm here to advise you that it's time to let it go. Like, give yourself that freedom and give yourself that respect to let it go. You don't have to be carrying this. Like, you don't have to be carrying like this fucking resentment for years on, and then, at the end of your life be like still holding on to that stupid grudge where you could have just been fucking free and could have moved on with your life and had like better fucking memories, or a better way of just like saying like, oh yeah, I lived my life. Oops. I lived my life and it went great. I met amazing people. I made amazing memories. I learned I learned amazing lessons. I ended curses. I created a great family, a great support system, a great community. Like, I did that. So it's stuff like that. Like, you don't want to end your life with misery. You're way much more than that. And, life shouldn't be feeling so heavy and exhausting because you're holding on to stuff. And, I've been meeting a lot of people throughout my journey that you can just feel it energetically. You're carrying a lot of grief. You've been suppressing yourself from like feeling those emotions because you were wanting to seem strong for others. But sometimes the boldest thing you can do is show others that you are just as human and that you have emotions, and that you're also grieving, that whatever this stuff that happened to you is just as valid for you to like feel it through and not be okay. Just as long as you communicate and say like, hey, I'm not feeling great. This is what I'm going through and I'm sorry, but this is what I'm still going through. It's going to take me a minute to get back to myself. If I need your support, I'll let you know. But, allow people to feel, allow people to experience this stuff. And some of you guys, were probably with parents that, that were masking, pretending that everything was fine, but they were not, because they were holding on to stuff. And for some of them, especially whenever they had family members dying, like, they couldn't, show you how really desperately they were dying on the inside, or how badly it was affecting it, because they just were trying to show you how, like, that they're strong and that, it doesn't bother them, to like, the life keeps on moving on. And that's not really the fucking case. Like, yes, life keeps moving on, but it's also normal to fucking grieve stuff and feel your emotions and talk about it. It shouldn't be suppressed, and it shouldn't be deemed as evil or as bad for wanting to express your emotions, especially whenever you're going through something that's very heavy in your life. I've also noticed that, some people, whenever they are not expressing their feelings, like, they go and they get into alcohol to suppress themselves, to feel better, to escape that emotion. Others go into smoking because they don't want to think about it. They would just want to relax. And it's just this continuous thing. Like, they're just going after things for coping mechanisms because they don't want to feel stuff. So it becomes a cycle, and then it gets passed on. And you wonder why people are so strong into addiction, or why people are like either homeless, jobless, or still stressed out, or later down the line coming up with like heart issues, liver issues, depression, anxiety. It's because they didn't get to process those emotions or the trauma. They're still holding on to it. And it's very unhealthy because people really don't talk about it, or they don't try to come up with an action plan to like fix it. And trust in the fact that eventually I will come up with a plan as I'm talking about this. But right now, like, you know, I am still learning from my own experience. So I'm not just gonna be all talk here, okay? I'm gonna come up with a plan. But yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that's just like, I've been seeing all these revelations, and I'm sure like this reading like has a lot to correlate with it. Whenever like people are not taught to like how to regulate their emotions, express their emotions, communicate their emotions, and have a safe space for them. So there's that. Take that with a grain of salt. Take it to your own experience. And if you have your own experience to share, just say it. Like, just comment down below. Oh, I'm so down for that stuff. Like, I am down to hear your feedback, your story. And if you don't feel comfortable, you can just email me. You can just ask for my email. I'm open to it. But yeah, it just all interconnects. And I am pretty shook that that's how the reading for today turned out to be. But at the same time, I'm not even surprised, because it just shows you the greater aspect of things. And that is a current theme that's going on right now. So there's that. Other than that, I wish you guys a great rest of your night. Thank you for tapping in, and thank you for letting me spill the beans. 11 has to say this. Bye, guys.